disappointed you missed out on Japan's robot restaurant? Well, good news, it's back, and at the end of the video, we're going to tell you where you can find it now. But first, we're going to get into our prep. Hi, I'm Faye, and this is how I get myself ready for Japan. Today is day 89, apparently. It could also be day 90. I can't remember if I just forgot to put things down for this yesterday. Our fundage has not changed, and we actually have a word for you for the first time in 4 days, which is hikikomori. Hikikomori. Which is... It is taking an introvert and dialing it up to 11. It is being introverted almost to the point of agoraphobia, and it is becoming somewhat of an insult for introvert people. Because Japan is great in most ways, and then there's little things that are little cracks where it just kind of sucks, especially growing up being a nerdy person. There are some parts that aren't great, from what I've heard. I can't really talk from a first-hand perspective. I'm white, and I did not grow up in Japan. We haven't got any fitness things for you for today, but we're going to just jump straight into it with Miyashita Park. Miyashita Park is a 4-story park and mall built up in Shibuya. It only opened up last year, and it is absolutely amazing. Some people are calling it hipster park. Some people are just saying it is going a bit too basic metals and cement. But I would like to say that the only things about it that are hipster are the overabundance of coffee and the record stores. And as most people know at this point, Japan has a lot larger a record community than the Western world does. So not really hipster. And as for the cafes and coffee everywhere, I'm finding it harder and harder to find people that can exist without getting their morning dose of coffee. So who's really going to be complaining too much about that? Now, this place, on top of having restaurants and cafes and the hotels built into its 4 stories, it also has this on top. It is a huge park that also includes a small skate park that is just off under the chain link over here. The cool thing about it is that it was specifically designed for inline skaters, with inline skaters in mind. And as somebody that, for a good chunk of his early 20s, decided he wanted to inline skate like the best of them, thank you very much, Air Gear, I respect the hell out of any place that's going to have a small park specifically designed for those people. Moving on from this, we're going to have a look at Smart Traveller. Anyone that is travelling anywhere from Australia needs to look into Smart Traveller. It is one of our government websites, and it tells us everything we need to know about what to do while we're in other countries, what we shouldn't do, what we need medically, and what we need to watch out for, including things like, hey, Japan is a hotbed for earthquakes, so watch out if you're going over there, you could get quaked down. Or Japan has very little crime because they're actually decent people as opposed to Australia. The only issues that pop up really are small petty crimes like having your bag stolen. And watch out, North Korea is right next door, and if they get pissed off, they might launch a nuke. Just saying. Things that I actually found very helpful looking into this was always carry your passport. I have stayed at hotels and hostels in the past in other countries that take your passport when you check in, so I doubt that's going to be a thing in this country. I feel like the fact that they're illegal should be enough for you to know it. Don't carry or use illegal drugs. The issues with ADHD meds that I have discussed previously, we've been through it. If you are on Ritalin or Concerta, you are fine. That is allowed. It just needs to be declared and observed. If you're on dexamphetamines or Vyvanse, that is not allowed. You cannot bring that into the country, even if it is a prescribed medication. They also do not allow things such as medical marijuana or strong opioids because they are considered heavily restricted drugs. So do not bring them either. Also, don't go to Fukushima Daiichi. Just in general, that place is still nuclear as hell. We need to drop another sunflower bomb. And I don't mean that as a We need to drop another nuke. No, we need to drop an actual sunflower bomb, because that was one of the ways they helped clean up. I believe it was either Hiroshima or Nagasaki. I can't remember which. Because sunflowers are actually really good at absorbing radiation. Drop a sunflower bomb, scatter seeds all over the place. You get a nice flower field, and you also get less radiation. And then they go into more detail on everything below. If you are traveling from Australia, check out Smart Traveller. Yes, my wife is sitting smugly on the other side of the door hearing me say this, because she's the one that told me to check it out. Now, for the reason you're all here, Robot Restaurant, they're rebranded as Samurai Restaurant. They have slightly less robots, they have a smaller area, which is why they had to get the slightly less robots, and they have now shut down twice. Once because COVID, and when they reopened, they were open for all of one day before the show had to shut down again, because the Japanese version of OH&S said, hey, this is too many large robots in such a small space. You need to reduce the robots or get a bigger space. So they have altered slightly the show. But both of these things are things that are going to be added to our list, both Samurai Restaurant and Miyashita Park. But yeah, I think that's enough for today. This is the second time we've had to record this because of a bit of reverb that was coming through the last one, and we're trying to up the volume because we've been told that you can barely hear us. But that's going to do it. I hope you all have a good day, good New Year's, a good rest of the year. I've been Faye, you've been awesome. Be great to each other, and I'll see you all tomorrow.